first day of spring, so it's exciting to all be here to celebrate two things on this eventful day. I want to thank everyone for joining, and for those visiting the area, I'm pleased to welcome you to the beautiful town of Innisfil. As the MPP for Barrie Innisfil, I hear the perspectives of many people who live and work in Simcoe County, and I'm also joined by my colleagues, MPP Doug Downey, MPP Doug Dunlop, and of course the Minister to celebrate today. The town of Innisfil has many goals, and many of those are they come from the people of Innisfil, who ask many questions, express their concerns, and share their ideas. And what I've noticed more and more of every day is that they want to have confidence in their government. They want to know that each level of government is making decisions that put people first. They expect us to keep up to the changes and the needs of their community. And they want efficient services and a return on their investment for their hard-earned dollars. My colleague, the Minister Steve Clark, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, has been working closely with municipalities to help ensure we are all working efficiently as efficiently as possible with all the people. And I am pleased to invite him to the podium to tell us more about what our government is doing to fulfill our commitment. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy spring. It's a real honor and a privilege for me as Ontario's Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing to be here in Innisfil. I want to thank MPP Khanjin and also MPPs Dunlop and Downey for being here today. I promised Her Worship that at some point early on in our term that I would come to this beautiful community, and I'm glad that you and your council are here today to join my colleagues here for this important announcement. My three colleagues behind me have worked very, very hard to impress upon me the importance of this area of the province. It's a beautiful area, and I'm so glad to be here. So I'm going to make a couple of announcements. The first is regarding an event that we were at this morning. As many of you know, this region is a very popular destination for many festivals, and they take place in a variety of communities along this incredible countryside. Just a short drive away, there's Burroughs Creek, a popular host to so many festivals that happen throughout the summer. So it was great. It was with a great pleasure that I can announce that I have responded to a request from the township of Oro-Medonte, and I want to thank His Worship for being here as well, to allow events to continue on the Burroughs Creek event grounds this summer. The Minister's zoning order has been issued. Residents of Simcoe County can enjoy their festivals and welcome people from all over Ontario who want to support small local businesses and jobs. This is a dynamic and thriving region, and we wanted to create certainty in terms of that event. So thank you for the request. So now for why I'm here today. I can't think of a better place to talk about our government's support for small and rural municipalities. And as I said, as some of you may have overheard me talk to Her Worship and Council, I was a mayor of a small town. It's a fantastic job. It's a fantastic job to be on a local council in a local community. It's a great honor to serve your local residents. This is always, I've always said this, the closest level of government to the people. You provide such very important services to your local constituency. And as I said, it's a fantastic job. But I have to tell you, coming from that municipal space, having had 3 terms on council myself, I know that there are some challenges. People rely on municipalities to deliver so many important services: transit, water and wastewater services, parks and recreation, the list goes on and on. Taxpayers expect and deserve modern, efficient service delivery that puts people first and shows respect for their hard-earned taxpayers' dollars. And while larger municipalities have economies of scale and have the capacity and resources needed to modernize and improve the way they deliver services, smaller and rural municipalities might not. And I know this firsthand as both a local mayor and also, as I said to your council, as a former chief administrative officer from a small township. So I know the challenges. So I'm proud today to join with my colleagues to announce that our government is providing a one-time investment to smaller and rural municipalities so that they can modernize service delivery, become more efficient, and reduce expenditure growth in the long term. This investment could be used for modernization or efficiency exercises, for example, for service delivery reviews, to make sure that every dollar is used wisely and improves services for the people. For capital investments, to rethink the way they deliver services to people and save money so that they're able to save taxpayers' dollars. For the development of shared service agreements, to find smarter ways to deliver services for people and ultimately save money. The town of Innisfil will receive close to $677,000. And I have no doubt that Mayor Dolan and your council will be efficient and effective in making sure that every dollar that they receive is spent the right way to improve services for the people in this community. Our government is taking a different approach to fiscal management and job creation and how we deliver core services. But I want to say, at every step, as MPP Kanjan said, we want to put the people we serve first. We're elected to restore accountability and reduce the cost of government. We took action right away. We've done a line-by-line review of the province expenditures. We expect that all of our partners, including municipalities, will do their part to become more efficient. This one-time investment gives Ontario's small and rural communities the support that they need to become more efficient, to modernize service delivery, to avoid expenditure growth, and ultimately better meet the needs of their residents. So with that, I want to acknowledge and thank and ask my friend Mayor Lynn Dolan to come forward. Lynn, I've said this at the Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference in August, and I want to say it in the community that you serve. You're a true leader. You've shown tremendous leadership both in this community and right across this province. You're one of the most well-respected municipal leaders we have in the province. So I'm so pleased to be able to make this announcement right here for you, and I appreciate your guidance and your good counsel. So, Your Worship, would you like to come forward and say a few words?
I want to thank Minister Clark very much. We first had a conversation, I think about 24 hours after he was sworn in as the Minister of Municipal Affairs. And ever since then, we've had a wonderful relationship working together. And I can't thank you enough for your advocacy, not just for Innisfil, but for all of Ontario's municipalities. Besides being both a CAO and a mayor, Mr. Clark also carried another really important role that we both shared. We were both president of AMO at one time or another. So he gets us, and that's so, so important for a minister to make sure that when he's at caucus that the rest of his colleagues understand the challenges of municipalities. So I want to thank you, and municipalities like ours provide numerous valuable services that our residents depend on, from clean drinking water, as you said, good solid roads and bridges, to firefighters, parks, libraries, and other community spaces. But increasingly, these costs are rising, especially infrastructure, for example, and our residents are expecting more from us than ever before. But we are only too happy to step up to the plate. Our latest two-year budget outlines strategic investments in creating more local employment opportunities, more spaces for families to be active, and as you can see from the construction happening just steps away, we're also taking steps to bring health care closer to home. But let me be clear, as Minister Clark indicated, we know how hard residents work for their money. That is why we are always looking for opportunity at cost efficiencies wherever possible. For us, finding efficiencies isn't just about something that should happen every now and then, but it should be a constant focus. While we pride ourselves on being a municipality that does more with less, there is always room to improve, and this funding will help us. So we're extremely grateful to Minister Clark and the province for this investment. I can assure you, like everything else we do, we will get the maximum value out of this funding. And we will look forward to sitting down and figuring out the best way for us to take advantage of this exciting, most important opportunity. Thank you.
And just in closing, I again want to say that that you have three incredible representatives. Andrea, Jill, and Doug have been just tremendous members of the Legislative Assembly. They, over and over again, have expressed the priorities of their ridings and this area, and I just want to thank them sincerely from the bottom of my heart for being here. They're truly some great representatives, and I can't think of three more hardworking MPPs for their local community. So thank you for the three of you for being here at this very, very important announcement. And with that, we'd be pleased to answer any questions that any members of the media have, or we can do some interviews after as well.
Yeah, Minister, the towns of the cities of Oakville and Burnsville both passed resolutions sending you a letter saying that they want practical rules of allocation. Is that going to make a difference, or are you guys going to do what you think makes sense?
Well, that's a very good question. I know that both mayors have expressed their views to my two special advisors, Ken Sealing and Michael Fenn. I know as well that the CAOs of the affected municipalities have also had the opportunity to present their feelings on what's worked in terms of regional government and what could be improved. And as you also know, last week I announced that the online portal is open for members of the community to weigh in at ontario.ca/regional government. We really, truly don't have an outcome that we have predetermined for the review. We honestly want people to feel free to give us their suggestions. So there have been no decisions made. There is no preferred outcome to this review. We typically and consistently and forcefully have said we want to hear from people.
But is it fair to say that at the end of the day there'll be less politicians in this province, there'll be less elected officials representing municipalities?
That will really be determined by people in. Well, no, but I want to clarify. The Premier had just came from Niagara, and the Premier was expressing last week in Cambridge what he had heard in Niagara. So just like when I'm in Innisfil, I hear from the local council and the local community what they'd like to see. The Premier, to be quite honest, was just in an area where the level of politicians has been talked about a lot. I did an interview this morning in St. Catharines on radio, and that was one of the first questions they asked was about the governance. So I want to, again, remind people that the regional review looks at three lenses: service delivery, decision-making, and governance. So people can feel free to talk about the amount of councillors that they have in their region if they feel that's appropriate. If they want to talk about service delivery improvements and options, they're also allowed to do that. But again, there is no outcome that already has been determined by our government. We truly want to hear and want people to feel free to be able to talk to those two advisors.
Mr. Minister,
Yes.
how much is the overall pot of money that's being spent?
So it's a one-time investment that our government is making of $200 million that will deal with the smallest municipalities in the province. So the fund will deal with 405 out of Ontario's 444 municipalities.
And can we expect other events like this for some of the other municipalities?
Well, so a letter has gone out today under my signature to all the heads of council. Local members of provincial parliament will be receiving, as we speak, the counts for the grants in those municipalities as well. So it'll be rolled out over the next. Certainly, I'm encouraging local members of provincial parliament to engage their local mayors and local councils. And so, I can't say how many events there will be, but there will be other echo announcements in the days and weeks ahead. No problem.
Mr. Clark, what did you actually hear from the municipalities when they came to you and said, we need help? What was it that they needed help with?
Well, no, the announcement today deals with small and rural municipalities. So you can't expect a small community to have the same capacity as one of Ontario's largest communities. They just don't have the staffing and the resources. But they've expressed an interest right from the time our government was elected and talked about wanting to have all levels of government be more efficient and more effective. We've heard a very loud voice from the smallest and most rural that there just isn't that capacity, that they need the province to come forward and provide some assistance. And that's why our government listened. We heard loud and clear that one size doesn't fit all, and that local small communities need to have some opportunities. I think this fund will provide those opportunities. I think it will help a local council that is smaller have that discussion about service delivery, have that discussion about expenditure containment, to perhaps look at providing service delivery with a different model. So, I'm encouraged by the response that I've received from some of the conversations we've had with AMO and some other communities. And, it was pretty important for me to come out to a community like Innisfil, because this is exactly the type of community that would need that one-time commitment from the government to help them through. Happy spring, everyone. So, thanks very much.